Told them the same thing my dad told me. My dad says, when I die, you can expect that I'm going to die broke and you're going to be paying for the funeral. And I told my boys, none of this that I've been building are you going to get unless you come and take it from me. So if you want it, so my nephew Jules is in the music industry down in LA. He's in the law program at Loyola Marymount right now. You know, if you're going to be a big time entertainment agent, you need to have that law background. So he's doing that, and my youngest son Ryder's a senior in high school, getting ready to graduate, or going to graduate in the spring. And he's like, "Dad, this is so unfair. I haven't even gone to college yet, and you're already pushing that I got to get an MBA." He says, "Can I just get through college?" I'm like, "Hey, it's if you want." Shaq said it best. Shaq said it about his kids one time. He says, "If you want any of this cheese, you got to give me 2 degrees." Well, my 2 degrees mean postgraduate, so they're on their way. Told them the same thing my dad told me.
I found this very, 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 very interesting because for one, we all if you've ever seen the Food Network, then you know exactly who Guy Fieri is, right? Drivers, dine-ins, and dives. All right, I used to watch that show religiously. Okay, and I don't watch it too much anymore because I don't watch TV pretty much anymore. I'm pretty much on YouTube all day, but when I was watching TV, diners, drive-ins, and dives used to be my favorite show, all right? So we all know, so I know, anyway, I know who Guy Fieri is. And if you've ever seen the Food Network, then you've likely seen this guy, the guy who's got a, big personality, of course, got the blonde, spiky hair. You've seen this guy before, right? Driving across cities and tasting all this food that looks very, very good. So immaculate. I'm a foodie, so I think it's partly his fault. But diners, drive-ins, and dives. So you see, I want to read this. Let me read this first. It says that the star Guy Fieri is laying down the law regarding what will happen to his fortune. During a recent interview with Fox News, Fieri shared that he plans to die broke unless his children obtain 2 college degrees to inherit his fortune. He said that his own father expressed the same sentiment. He says, "I told my boys, none of this that I've been building are you going to get unless you come and take it from me," he said. According to People, Fieri recently signed a new contract with the Food Network that is worth an estimated $100 million. My goodness. When it's good, right? So, in this, you heard him say that pretty much, listen, he's pretty much telling his children, y'all not getting my fortune, okay? When I'm gone, prepare for the struggle. If you have not obtained and if you have not obtained the degrees and obtained some type of certification and done the work. And I have a little bit of a deeper insight on it because I have these discussions often with my circle, right? We all talk about how our children and how our generations that will follow us are going to have to deal with the world, right? And one of the things that we often discuss is legacy. I have a younger nephew, and for Thanksgiving last year, we went over to my mom's house. My mom was hosting, and she did all the cooking and everything. Food, chef's kiss. But we were at my mom's last year for Thanksgiving, and the entire family was there. And my nephew was there, and he doesn't have kids currently. And so we got into a small discussion, and I was telling him, listen, do not have children, okay? I forgot how old he is right now. He might be approaching 30. If he's not 30 already. But I told him, listen, do not have any children. He doesn't have any now. I said, until you are absolutely ready. I told him not to have any regardless just because I know who he is. All right. I have a little bit of more insight on who he is and his character. But I told him don't have any. And his response to me was, well, what about my legacy? And I said, bro, that shit is overrated. Leaving a legacy is something that is overrated. It's overrated by Americans. And it's grounded, honestly, it's grounded in selfishness, superiority complex, right? And a sense that you are something more than what you are. It's not charisma like y'all think it is. It's not charisma like y'all think it is. It's arrogance. Leaving a legacy is arrogance. That's what it is. Because at the end of the day, you want something to carry on your name, right? That's what it is. We want something to carry on my name. Why? Why you care? You're dead and gone. And then here's the thing. Here's the thing of it. We want children and we want people to carry on our name and legacy, but we don't care about how they're doing. We don't care about the struggle that they have to endure as they carry on that name and legacy, as they go on to have children. Why not get them into the train of thought that, hey, establish your wealth first. Establish your plan of action first before you start thinking about legacy. You ain't got nothing to carry on. You don't have anything to carry on. So let's start there. If you don't have anything to carry on, you don't have any wealth, you don't have any real value after you dead and gone, you don't have nothing to leave your kids, so why are you worried about the legacy and the lives that they're going to lead after you gone? We have to start at the bottom. Before you start talking that legacy talk, you got to have something to leave behind. Now, once you establish that, right? Here's the next part of it. There's no guarantee that your children are going to live the lie and lead the lives that you intended for them to live. Let me say that again. There is no factual guarantee that your children are going to go on and lead the lives that you wanted them to lead, that you laid out for them to follow. There is no guarantee. We have seen children inherit fortunes and lose it all. And at the end of the day, that's what I think this comes back to. I think that is the reason. That is the reason why he says, listen, if you want all this money, if you want my fortune, my millions, my M's, you got to go do some work. You got to prove that you can be trusted with this money because I worked too hard for it, for you to squander it. I worked too hard for you to inherit my legacy, and then you just go out here and just squander my shit everywhere. I don't want that for you. That's what he's saying. Or at least that's what I interpret that he's saying by telling his children, listen, y'all got to go work for it. And I understand. Now, don't get me wrong, because if I was a kid and I was in high school and I'm 16, 17, 18 years old, I'm about to graduate, and my father is a multi-millionaire, you best believe, you bet I'm mad as hell that he telling me I got to go work and I got to go get an MBA and I got to go do all this other stuff. Yes, I'm mad. Why I can't live the cool life? Why I can't kick back and enjoy the breeze? You don't work hard. You got millions. Why I can't just kick back? But I understand it as an adult man living in America who is trying to establish wealth for his children. I get it. So that is the place that I'm coming from, right? I understand why he says what he says. I understand why Shaq tells his children the same thing, told them the same thing. Basically, y'all not getting none of this. Y'all got to go prove that you're worthy of it first. I have to be secure knowing that you're not going to squander the wealth that I have obtained and built. I have to be secure in my thought process when I lay down at night and think about all the money and the wealth that I could leave you. I have to be confident that going forward that you are not going to just lose it all. Each generation is supposed to be better than the next, not poorer than the last. Each generation is supposed to be better than the next. Better than the next, not poorer than the last. And that is, unfortunately, that is the trend that has been happening and taking place for the last century, especially in black culture. We have regressed as a whole. I want 2, 3, 4th generations down the line to be way better off than I was here, which is why I have to start and maintain and set up wealth for them off in the future. It starts with me. I got to I told my family the other day, we were having a discussion, and I was talking to my cousin. He has a channel on YouTube as well. I'll leave a link to it. But he does streams, right? And we were having a discussion, as we always do. And we were saying, listen, we have to be the ones to restart the cycle. We have to be the ones to obtain some type of wealth, to something to leave to our children. It may not be millions. It may not be. That's just reality, right? We may not ever get to the chance or to the spot or position where we have amassed millions of dollars to leave for our children. Might not ever see it. But I guarantee you I'm gonna leave them better off than I was. And that's the whole point. Did you leave the world? Did you leave your family better off than it was when you were here? That's all I want to do. That's why I do the things that I do. That's why I'm building a 6-figure portfolio to leave for my family. But in doing that, I'm also having the discussions that I need to have with my children to let them know, listen, once you leave once you leave high school, you better have a plan. I'm not telling you got to go to college, but I'm telling you got to go and do something. You got to learn a trade. You got to go get a trade skill. You have to go pick up something, classes somewhere. You have to obtain something in addition to working a job. I'm letting them know that the work has to be done. The work got to be done. So in addition to building up my own wealth so that I can leave something for my family, I also am burdened, right, with the responsibility of equipping them with the knowledge of how to handle that wealth that I'm leaving. And I think that is a semblance of what he is doing with his children. That's all it is. It's not saying he don't care about them. It's obvious that he cares about them. I've seen his son on one of his various TV shows with him. They not hurting for money. That's for certain. They're okay. They're great. Living the high life. But the bigger point, and I think the bigger message was, listen, you got to put in the work. That's it. You got to put in the work. And if you are leaving your children something, and I hope that you are preaching the same message to them, you got to put in the work. That's it. I thought it was a good video. And I thought it was a great, great point to go over and topic to discuss. But y'all let me know down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.